So what happened was in 1976, there were several organizations that had money, and they were designed to promote certain particular activities. And one of the ones that I was particularly involved with was the old High School of Quebec. This school was there as a private high school, not one run by the commissioners who were elected by the public. And it was still going. Actually, the last year it operated was the September 1940. Now this school, after it stopped operating, when Quebec High School was actually constructed, the High School of Quebec knew that they were going to have to probably stop operating. And this was decided probably around 1939 or 38, because there weren't enough people really left to, and it was expensive to operate a private school. So when Quebec High School was conceived, the commissioners of Quebec High School, which were much like the people we elect today to run the schools, the commissioners who were elected bought property on Belvedere and arranged to build a school. But the whole area east of the Quebec High School, which is a playing field and whatnot, that was donated by the High School of Quebec and given to the commissioners with the understanding that if the property ever ceased to be used as a school, the land of the playing field would go back to the High School of Quebec. Well, in 1975, actually, my dad died, and he had been the vice chair of the High School of Quebec, which was managing money that was the residue of the old High School of Quebec. And when he died, the governors, the directors asked me to take his place. So I said, well, I'd be happy to. So when we had our first meeting, I said to them, well, there are a lot of organizations here in town who have money, and they all have a reason for using their money, you know, and we have the opportunity to form a charitable foundation. Why don't we lead the way and try to get one or two other organizations to join with us, and we will get the Citadel Foundation going, put money into it. So they agreed, and the actual chair was a man who was practically blind, and he had been against this, and he never came to the meetings, but so it was always the vice chair who chaired the meetings, even in my father's day. You know, I had seen letters that my father had exchanged with the chairman of the commissioners of the public schools back in 1940 about the land and whatnot being given to them. So anyway, I said, well, you know, I will go and see Mr. Joseph and tell him that we're in favor, and try to ask him if he wouldn't agree. So I went and explained it to him, and I said, I think that we should do this now, because there are too many of these organizations in town who are all... So we did put our money into the Citadel Foundation, and we got it going in 1976. And the other group who agreed to do it were the Lake Edward Sanitarium Association, and they again had money to operate this sanatorium at Lake Edward, which was originally there to help take care of people who had TB. But the incidence of TB had gone down. So we did get the Citadel Foundation going. So then in the 2 or 3 years following, people like St. George's Society put their money into the foundation. The Irish Protestant Benevolent Society came in, the old Quebec Playgrounds Association also, which I happened to be president, and also David Blinko was the secretary. They operated across from the old Winter Club on Laurier Avenue. But that's how a lot of money was put into. And then there was a man who was a bachelor who had been the treasurer of the Price Company, and he wanted to leave money to something, and so he called me one day and said that he was going to leave his money to Citadel Foundation, but he wanted to be sure that there would be no religious preference given. He said he didn't mind it being related to language because the language group was small and maybe they needed help. But he said, I wouldn't like it if there was, preference given, say, Protestant over Catholic or vice versa. He said, I said, I'm pretty sure that we can guarantee you that. So then eventually he left quite a bit of money. So today the Citadel Foundation has a substantial amount of money.